What's going on, guys? Kevin the Tech Ninja here, and today's video we're going to talk about a big problem with the new iPad Pro. Now, before you go dislike this video and call me a Samsung fanboy or Apple fanboy or Windows fanboy, are there Windows fanboys these days? Just hear me out. If you're a person that loves tech content, make sure you hit subscribe. We are close to 250,000 followers, and that's a big number, and I'm super happy about that. So let's make that happen. So currently I have two first gen iPad Pros. I have the 11-inch and the 12.9-inch. The 11-inch I used for a while, and then I ended up giving it to my wife. She uses it for her small business, which consists of making banners and flyers, working on her website, and some light emails. I have a 12.9-inch, which I basically use for consuming media. I may edit some photos here and there, or I may edit a video if I'm on the go and it's just kind of a quick thing. Now, both of these iPads get so much usage in our house, they are easily part of our daily workflows. I mean, if we didn't have one that day, it will kind of throw things off a little bit. So the new iPads came out with larger storage options, better screen on the 12.9-inch, and also the new M1 chip. So what's the problem? You know, to me, I feel like the hardware on the iPad is always much better than the software. I feel like the iPad has had some of the most impressive hardware we have ever seen in such a small form factor. It's also called iPad Pro. I want to do pro things, and I sort of do. I mean, when video editing, I'm using LumaFusion, and LumaFusion is good, but it's not Final Cut. Now, it does perform very well. I cut through 4K footage like butter using photo editing software, and just the way it processes these raw images, it makes my MacBook Pro jealous. Now, doing this without a fan, using an Apple Pencil for input, and excellent battery life, there isn't much more I could expect. But then I start to think, each iPad Pro never lives up to the potential of being a pro product. Can I use this iPad in a pro setting and get pro results? It's being handcuffed by iPadOS, and there's no debate around that. Now, think about it. The newest iPad has the latest chip in it from Apple, using the same chip as the MacBook Air and MacBook Pro and iMac. It's faster than a $4,000 Intel MacBook Pro, and it has a better screen, battery life, it's quiet, has no fans, and it's a fraction of the price of that spec'd out MacBook Pro. Why does the iPad run a software that is holding back the iPad so much? Why do we not have a full version of Final Cut on the iPad that can hand off to my MacBook Air or my iMac to finish the edit? The 2021 iPad Pro has so much potential to be the once in a generation product that can change the way we work, and not being hyperbolic. But yet, without major changes to iPadOS or the abilities of these apps, we'll be once again stuck with just amazing hardware, but nothing is fundamentally different. We're not doing anything differently, we're not doing anything better. So of course, things are gonna be faster. I'm not gonna sit up here and say that speeds will be the same. Things will be faster, importing video, importing images, and exporting video from LumaFusion. Of course, those things will be faster, but is that enough to justify an upgrade is my main point. There's a reason I have two older iPads. They're so good, but upgrading wouldn't give me anything beyond a nice screen, extra camera, and LiDAR technology. Is that worth dropping an extra $1,200 for? It's not for me. Now, on the flip side of things, these apps won't push the envelope if the hardware is ready. Why would Photoshop make a better software without hardware to support it? Adobe even said they wouldn't make an iPad version of Photoshop unless there were better iPads. And what about games? Would we have a full-fledged NBA 2K without an iPad that could support it? Like another example, why would Netflix make HDR content without HDR TVs? So maybe it is up to Apple to push the content. I presented to you guys two different sides of the argument. I truly hope this video does not age well, and after WWDC, Apple could be releasing a game-changing feature for the iPad that makes this video irrelevant, and I will just delete it. But the question is this: what about the MacBook Air? Would you buy a MacBook Air or an iPad? They're around the same price, but they do things so differently. But what if the iPad can start running macOS or start running macOS apps, as macOS can now run iPad apps? But those were my thoughts. I am very curious to hear what your thoughts are. I'm going to be in the comments down below. I would love to see what you say. Anyways, guys, Kevin the Tech Ninja, have a great day. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.